like to introduce our strategic partner, Cinarra. We have made our investment, and we are just about to begin this effort. So we'd like to introduce Mr. Alex Zinin. So let me introduce Alex. So he is the CEO of this company, Cinarra Systems. So please.
Thanks, Ken, for the introduction, and good morning, everyone. Ohayou gozaimasu. It's a very special moment for me for a couple of reasons. First of all, I'm very proud that I'm leading the company Cinarra into the SoftBank family, and we're working together as strategic partners. But also, it's special because what we're announcing today is going to really disrupt the internet industry. Every industry that is successful has a fundamental revenue engine behind it that allows the smart guys, the startup guys, to create out of their smart ideas successful businesses and finally attract investors and bring profits back to the shareholders. And once in a while, there is an opportunity that is created through a change of environment where there is a transition that enables the new entrants to come in. And some companies actually miss it, and then they lose their market share. And the internet is not an exception. For the last 20 years, we have enjoyed the success of the internet industry. Multiple hundreds of millions of dollars of worth were created by nothing else but the digital advertising. And over the last 20 years, 15 years, we've gone through several generations of the advertising technologies. Some of that we understood did not work because either the data was not so strong or the signals were not so explicit, and we didn't understand what exactly was happening. We couldn't convert the interest or knowledge about the user into monetizable actions such as clicks, downloads, or purchases. But some methods did work. So if you look at what worked, the audience targeting on the social platforms where the users actually post their information, who I am, what's my age, what's my gender, and so on, or search targeting or retargeting, we can understand that the closer we get to the physical, to the real-life persona, the better advertising targeting works. And we thought that we figured it all out. I mean, over the 20 years, we might expect that everything works and we understand pretty much everything. But then something happened. That transition that we talked about happened again. The mobile came in, the iPhone. The users have gone mobile. There is currently 3 times more users on the internet who are using the mobile device as their primary device versus the desktop. They're spending more time consuming the content on the mobile versus the desktop again. And again, we're selling more mobile devices. And you would expect that, look, with all of this transition to mobile, the advertising industry should have moved their money there, but that is not the case. Less than 10% of total advertising budgets are spent on mobile devices. Everything else is still on desktop. There is something wrong. If you look at the statistics, the conversion rates, how the users are purchasing or how they're clicking, are 3 times smaller than on the desktop. And that is driving pretty low inventory rates as well. So we have to have made some mistake. We thought it couldn't be simpler, right? It's just yet another screen. But if you look deeper, what's happening is that the fundamental behavior of the user is different. On the desktop, we're spending half an hour. We're sitting in the comfort of our homes or offices. We're pulling out a credit card and we're making the purchase there. On the mobile, we may be standing somewhere at a Starbucks in line for our double latte or double espresso, or we're somewhere on a train, or just standing on a street somewhere at the intersection, just checking the news quickly. We're not going to make a purchase there unless we have technology, like Ken said, like one-touch purchase. So something is fundamentally different, and somewhere deep inside, we understand that there is more about mobile than just yet another screen. This device, the mobile device, is truly personal. It's very rarely that we share it with anybody. And it's always online. Whether I'm using it right now or not, it's always connected to the network. It is also the device that I'm taking pretty much everywhere with me, sometimes to the point of embarrassment. And so, in the gyms, they have to block the devices there and disallow the use of that. But it's basically everywhere, be that a school or a concert or a train or a plane right now. And it's also becoming the device that is now interacting between the online world and the offline world. But also, this is something that has created a fundamentally new type of user data. And that new type of data is the ubiquitous user location. This is something that has never existed in this industry before. Before, we were analyzing online behavior, where the users go, which website, which product, which page, what are they interested in. I may be browsing something while procrastinating at a cafe. It may not mean anything. If I go to a BMW dealership, I have just made a commitment. I'm there, I'm about to buy. Statistics show 30% of these users are going to convert within a week. Wouldn't that be nice if we could understand the life of the users, everything that happens there, by understanding location? If I know where you are, I know who you are. I know what happens to you every day. I can build now not an online persona, I can build a real-life persona information about you. Wouldn't that be great if we brought that to the advertising industry? The problem with it is that in order to build that kind of information, we need a very high-quality location information. It has to come with the right level of precision. It has to come at a very frequent periods of time. So it's not enough if it's just 5% of Facebook users posting their location a couple of times a day. Not enough. Not going to work. That's the bad news. What's the good news? This is exactly where the mobile operators are very strong. The 3G, 4G networks provide 24/7 location because their devices are always connected to the network at a macro level. The carrier Wi-Fi outside and indoors provide very precise location to the level of a restaurant, a hair salon, and so on. If we could do that, if we could use that and harness that and bring it to the advertising, wouldn't that be great? And that's exactly what's driving the transition that Son and Ken have been talking about yesterday and today, from a telecom provider to now a data warehouse where the key asset is not really just connecting people through, a phone call. It's really the data about the user. It's understanding life. 7 out of 10 operators right now are asking themselves questions. What do I do with all of this data, given the sheer amount of it and the fact that most of it is real time? Second, how do I build business around it? How do I monetize it? Do I sell it or what? And third is consumer privacy. What do I do about that? And that's exactly the 3 questions that Cinarra answers. And what we've done with SoftBank now is we've taken the precious, the most advanced network assets in Japan, the advanced 4G network, and the biggest Wi-Fi network in the nation with almost 500,000 access points across the business locations. And we now made that available into a next-generation advertising product. Through Cinarra technologies, we can now process all of this information in real time to build the real-life consumer analytics, protecting consumer privacy from day one by design in the architecture of the system, and now connecting this data to the whole of the advertising world, to the whole of the internet through Cinarra mediation platform. This makes it possible to create completely new generation, completely conceptually new type of advertising products, where we can target users not only based on their real-time location. That is pretty simple. We can target them based on where they live, where they work, where they go on Friday night, replacing the street flyers distribution industry completely and making it much more accessible and much more efficient for local businesses to distribute those ads. We can target frequent travelers. We can deliver offers to people who are shopping in Ginza all the time. So what we're doing is we're creating a completely new type of data, a new type of advertising product. That product that is enabled by the power of the network. And we also connected the 2 multi-billion-dollar industries together. So welcome to the network-powered advertising revolution. Domo arigatou.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.